Okay, in this video tutorial I will show you how to set up and configure voice over IP solution using Brekeke application by incorporating DHCP or SPF routing protocol and VLAN. Before we start to do this lab exercises, before we start doing this exercise, we need to have the following items. First is a host PC, which is my physical PC, the SIP phone or Cisco 7940 series or Cisco 7960, router and switch. I may not be able to fully simulate all the lab exercises since we need to have a license from Cisco to use Packet Tracer. I personally have the program since I took the CCNA certification a few years ago. Therefore, I use GNS3 and open source programs to do this lab exercise. However, if you have license to use the Packet Tracer or you are part of a Cisco Academy, you are welcome to work on the lab using that platform. Okay, first of all, let me explain to you the topology on how the labs works. First, we need to have a router here. We need to use one router and then one switch and a host PC where we host the Brekeke PBX SIP and PBX server in these computers, and a voice over IP. Notice that in this video tutorial I use Juno Olive and standard switch and Ubuntu to substitute the hardware and the program that we need. I will show you how to set up this platform in a separate videos so you can focus on the configuration of this one. So just to recap, just to review one more time, this is going to be the routers. Okay, perhaps I should change the symbol so this will help you to understand better. Okay, I'm going to change this to router. Okay, alright, and then one switch, one host PC, and SIP phone, Cisco SIP phone. The host PC is my physical PC, so I try to configure the host PC first, then we go to router, then switch. Alright, so how we gonna connect this to the switch and the SIP phone to the switch? First of all, we need to connect the switch to the host PC using a loopback address. In case you don't know how to set up a loopback address, you need to go to GNS3, go to the app, and then look for the GNS3 program that you installed previously and go to loopback manager. Okay, you may need to have administrative right to run this program, or you may not be able to run the program. So look for the file path location and drag it to the desktop, which I already did, and then I run this loopback manager, and then I run this loopback manager from GNS3. So I'm gonna right click and then run as an administrator. Okay, since I already installed my loopback interface, they don't show you how to install a new one again. Well, actually they do here, install a new one again. So as soon as you run the loopback manager as an administrator, you will have an option to create a new loopback interface. Just click number 2 and follow the instruction, create a loopback address. Okay. Once you finish creating a loopback address, you need to reboot the PC. Okay, number 5, reboot the PC, otherwise you won't be able to see this loopback address. Let me show it to you. This one, go to change adapter setting, and then here we go, loopback address, right? If you don't see this one, that means you are not successfully install a loopback address. Notice that I assign an IP address of this. Since this is going to be my IP PBX server, I assign an IP address of 192.168.10.101, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The default gateway of the router here, 192.168.10.1. This is going to be my default gateway of my data VLAN. Okay, and then I'm going to click OK. Click close and click close. By the way, here I'm using Windows 10. Okay, if you have Windows 7 or other, I think if you use Windows 7, the concept is the same. Alright, so once you have the loopback address, we can set up a cell phone. We're gonna create an extension of this cell phone and SIP phone in the Brekeke server. How we do that? Okay, by the way, this one is gonna be in 192.168.10 and .101/24, and the SIP phone I will assign this 192.168.11 dot something. In this case, we get an IP address of 101. The reason of that, later on we're gonna set up a DHCP in the router so that when the Cisco phone boot up, it will get an IP address from the routers. Okay, so we have two VLAN here. This is the data VLAN, which is .10 extension, and the .11 extension. Okay, data VLAN and the voice VLAN. Okay, alright, so in the Brekeke server, we need to create here, we need to create a username, an extension in the PBX. We need to create an extension 100 and 101. 100 is for the cell phone and the 101 for the SIP phone, the Cisco SIP phone. If you don't know how to create a user account in PBX, make sure you watch my previous video. Okay, once you finish configuring an extension in the PBX, the next thing that you need to do is to create user authentication. Okay, you need to create the same user again. you need to create 1000 user, 1000 extension, and 101 extension. Make sure that you have the same password that you created in the PBX and in the SIP server. Otherwise, your cell phone will not authenticate it in the server. Okay. This PBX and SIP server IP address is in here. 192.168.10.101. Okay, you must be able to see this IP address, otherwise we may not be able to do the lab properly. Okay, so in the host PC we configure this IP address, we're gonna configure the X-Lite, and then we do this one. Let me see how many more minutes we have. Okay, let me stop here and then I create you another video. Thank you.